Well, somebody wasn't recording when he should have been recording. So now I'm going to have to just take two.
So Brett has finished his first cut of Serial Rabbit 7, just a little over 2 months after the film was conceived. Now the cast and crew return to where it all began to celebrate and to see how their hard work paid off. They can all breathe a sigh of relief and can hold their heads up high because they pulled off a long shot.
And if you see me between the hours of 9 to 5, I'm a dead man walking, barely alive.
That'll sort of be our test screening. We'll talk about it. We'll ask people what they think, how long it is, because it's right now, the edit is an hour and 10 minutes long. Okay. And that does not include everything we shot yesterday and everything we're going to shoot today. We're targeting 90 minutes, but it might actually be a little bit longer. So we'll have to see how that works. And then, of course, there's an infamous scene that we've been discussing since the very beginning of the movie that we don't know how well it's going to go over. It looks great. We really like it. It's funny, but it may be too offensive. So after we screen it, we'll have a discussion with the rest of the cast and crew as to whether we should delete the scene or not. And that's just part of the process.
Everyone was excited. There was a lot of energy in the room.
I think it's going to be really fun. I did watch a couple of them because I wanted to see what I was getting into when I was asked to play that part. And so it's fun. It's funny.
It's going to be good. That's what I told all my friends when Brett told me that this movie was made to offend everybody. I told my friends, if you're easily triggered, watch.
It was actually really fun. This is the first time I've actually been able to work on like a spoof film. And it's kind of a new experience for me because like everything has always been so detailed, and I've always played character actors. So it's knowing that character intimately, being able to do that. With this was a little bit, it kind of went from like AOL dial-up to broadband, where it's like you can kind of just open up a little bit with it, which is kind of cool.
All right, well, everybody, welcome to our screening. First off, I'd like to remind everybody that I'm about to start. As soon as I start it in here, I will start a version of it in the cinema as well. So if everybody doesn't want to see, it's the same version. It's the same version.
The better version's going to be in there.
It'll be the same version, but it'll be like 5 seconds behind. So if you don't want to stand and you want to chill out in there, that's fine. We got the movie theater in there. But I did want to quickly make an announcement. First, I want to let everybody here who took part in this, everybody should be incredibly proud of yourselves, because in early June, I saw a video from somebody that I'm a fan of on YouTube called name's Chris Gore. He does film reviews and whatnot, and he makes this little video about how democratization of video has allowed anybody to make a movie, and that you can go out and make a movie, a very inspirational thing. And then I made the mistake of reading the comments. Oh. And it was, oh, well, what about this? Oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, does anybody have, I've got a script. Does anybody want to shoot my script? And it was excuse after excuse after excuse. And I said, you know what, damn it, I'm going to make a list. That's where this concept was. I'm going to make a behind-the-scenes thing that shows people how to make a movie with basically no money. I already wrote a book about the damn subject. So let's show people step by step how we did it. On June 10th, we sat down and had a meeting here, and we all came together and we started pitching ideas and deciding what we were going to do. That was June 10th. 2.5 weeks later, we were about to screen our feature film for y'all. 2.5 months. Yeah. 2.5 months we're about to screen your film for you. Yeah.
It is a time jump movie.
Yeah, that's true. We are the home of non-woke independent film. That being that we're going to offend you. And this movie is going to offend you. There's not a person in here that's not at some point going to be offended by something that's in this movie. With that said, being offended is a choice. Please remember that. This is all about fun. This is all about we're not trying to send a message. We're just having fun, poking fun at everything. So, Exactly. Everybody's on the play. Everybody's a target in this. So we decided to make Serial Rabbit 7 in our meeting, and this was the perfect movie to make for no budget. So without further ado, I am going to just hit play and let everybody enjoy the film. And then afterwards, we're going to have a quick little conversation about some of the things that maybe we did go too far in a couple things.
Just one. No.
And in one scene in particular, we're going to have a quick little conversation about, because I think that's a good little behind the scenes thing to see what people think and whatnot. And I'm going to put some of my points out as well as you can give me some of your points. All right. With that said, let's do Serial Rabbit 7. If anybody want to move in,
Then it takes you longer than 5 seconds to start the other one.
I will start the movie here and then run inside and start it in there.
Sitting down, the lights go off, the movie comes on.
Well, I was drinking during the sermon, but the flash blocked a couple of jabs.
I've had just about enough of you, Sheriff. It's about time that you and your over-puritanical ways are sent packing. Packing straight to heck. You killed my brother! You rootin', tootin', cross-drawing rabbit!
Oh, wow. You have changed. You just saved a cat.
Stuffed my hand up its ass.
Oh, there's my Leo.
That big one that comes up in my face again. That's okay with that big part. This is different. What is that? Wow! Oh, it almost. Oh my God! Why? Hey, stop! Stop!
Different take on pork now. The ribs were good, dude. Pork ribs.
Hey, you asked for it.
Nice.
Oh my God. Oh dear Lord. Ah! Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. I
He thought it was apple juice. Yummy.
Go ahead. Kiss or slap.
Okay.
What's wrong with you? I'm really freaking out. Guys, it's hurt so bad. Please move me out my
Turns like you gotta keep coming around.
Oh my God. That film, Brett said it during filming, and I couldn't agree more. He said, this movie's turning out way better than it has any right to be.
Well, so far the movie is it's funny. It's gonna grind some gears, that's for sure. But you know, it's all in good fun. It's all in good nature. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
Zero Rabbit 7 portrays the world of what is today. You know, we're all caught up in our phones.
I am extremely happy about how it turned out. Like the way that Brett put focus on the characters.
Cast and crew were amazing. I think everybody that put this together, the effort, everything that went into it, you can see, you'll see that when you watch it. So watch it, you'll check it out, and you'll see how you will laugh. It's such a good movie.
Everything, it was perfect.
That was great. I mean, I thought it looked, cinematography-wise, it looked great. Acting was a hell of a lot better from everybody. And I think the storyline was way more in depth than we've ever done with a Serial Rabbit movie. I mean, it's always just been stupid shit after stupid shit, and there was actual storyline.
I think just watching it and just laughing and just seeing how Brett put everything together, it turned out great. So, yeah.
This is why I come back every time for Serial Rabbit, because it's so stupid. I enjoy it. It's my pastime.
Ridiculousness built into the ridiculousness in some of these scenes. It really reminds me of those old 80s when you're walking through the video store and you don't know what to watch. You've seen everything, so you find something that doesn't, you know, well, I've never seen this, let me try that. It was great.
And seeing the finished product was inspiring and hilarious.
It's smart funny. It's not just slapstick. It's not just stupid. It's not potty funny. It's smart funny. So I enjoy it. I'm going to tell you, there have been, you know, I started making films back in the late 80s, you know, just running around with the video camera, making films with my friends and I. And, you know, Brad and I, when we met back in 2004, 2005, that's when we really started kind of becoming more professional. We got our first films distributed. We started seeing results from our work, and it got better and better and better. And when you look at it, I think when you look at Serial Rabbit 7 and you realize that we shot this in 7, 8 days, and we only had, you know, the whole production from concept to sitting here at the screening was 2.5 months. We've done pretty damn well, and that's, you know, that's a lot of gratitude to those that have helped out, the actors that step in, you know, everybody that's behind the scenes. Joey's a big help. We've come a long way, and we've done a really good job, I think, with Serial Rabbit 7, and I think we're going to change a lot of people's minds and show them that they can go out and do this kind of thing. It's incredibly ridiculous, but I think every minute of it is funny as hell. I watched Oldest Posse again last night, and I got to say thank you to all my Oldest Posse members who came back for Serial Rabbit 7 and taking a giant leap backwards. Because as I watched Oldest Posse, every frame I was like, oh my God, this is an incredible movie. And it really is. And you guys should be really excited for November 1st when that thing releases. It is a fantastic film. It's a great love letter to the Westerns I grew up on. And then to watch the majority of that cast come and be in Serial Rabbit 7 and play these idiotic, moronic characters is a credit to y'all's skills. Yeah. We got to work on your fight scenes, though. When you were strangling the rabbit, I'm still like, you're like, oh, okay.
He was really strangling. I was really strangling. My trachea was like back in my freaking spine.
But I'm very, very happy with it. Quick little conversation. I'm not going to take up a lot of time, but the only thing that I'm considering cutting is the very first abortion scene. I knew you were going to. Your vote doesn't count in this. And I think it's a great scene. I think it speaks volumes. I think it's very there. My only concern is not offending people, but getting banned off of Amazon. That's my only concern. Because when we got Amazon banned Vosot.
Oh, that's right.
For what?
They won't tell you. They don't tell you what. So if it's politically charged, they may dump you.
You might ban it. I mean, you might cut it for Amazon and leave it for Tubi.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting out
the sentiment, because basically what we would do is we would just remove the womb scene and put in the exterior of the abortion clinic like we did the last time. And we would do that twice. I think it would be fine. It wouldn't be as offensive because I think even the, I mean, it was funny the second time. Because it's very short, it's quick.
You have your Amazon cut, and then you have your "We're not done offending" cut.
Yeah. My only concern with it is even people that kind of share the same views as I do will watch the abortion scene and just turn it off because that's always been sort of one of our, as not so sane and ponderous. We don't worry about offending people. We just go straight forward and go through it. We have more, I'll say it, we'll have more right-leaning ethics and policies. However, we are more of a right-swinging company, but the people that are out there in the real world who are also right-leaning can get offended by the language and the violence and the sex that we put in there. So that's a concern that I put in. So, real quickly, does anyone have any, you're not included, does anybody have any input that they want to put in on that scene? That's the only scene I'm thinking about cutting.
Two exterior scenes wouldn't make it funny because it's repetitive.
Yeah.
The exterior is funny.
Yeah.
Only on the second.
Because I didn't expect the second one, and I thought that was pretty funny.
I did laugh at that.
And kudos goes to Joey on that one because when we were talking about the scene, we didn't have that exterior shot, and Joey said, "Well, if you don't do the womb scene, you can do this and just have the exterior, hear the baby crying, the next snap, and then silence." So that all goes to Joey.
You will be surprised at my comment, though. I think you will be surprised. I think, though, that a little bit of, I can't believe I'm saying this, but as a producer, a little bit of the womb scene would set up the joke later, because if you just have that and that, it's still funny, but you've got to set up just a little bit of it, not as long as it is, but just a little bit, and then it sets up.
That's not a bad idea.
As
soon as it opens up, then you cut to the exterior.
To the exterior, and you're talking, and then it just
Yeah.
Because I
Brett,
think you'll
that was
just set up the punchline. Yes.
Brett, why don't you just switch them around?
I cannot believe I just said it, but I did. Only from the.
Like I said,
Kind of going off of what Nikki was saying, like
No, but
a less graphic would be maybe the initial, like where it shows the baby, the manual, that kind of stuff, and then look, and then the tongs coming, and then
make it all animation.
Now here's a little behind the scenes thing. The week before we shot that second scene at Hanson's, or the week of the scene, we shot the womb scene by getting some spare ribs, hanging them on, and doing that. And we weren't just gonna throw the spare ribs away, so they were on our craft services table.
Yeah.
So if you had the spare ribs, you did eat womb.
Hell yeah.
And if you got any sausage off the table with those tongs,
That's abortion's
All right. Does anybody have any other comments or anything they'd like to say? All right. Well, thank you for watching it. I'll go ahead and start it again in here for.
I think this is the most storyline-driven serial
Serial.
we've had. Yeah.
It's the most kills we've ever had. It's the most rabbit we've ever had in there. It really was a rabbit-driven film, I think. And
the other storylines were like, they were there, but they were kind of like, not really.
Yeah, and it's funny because if anyone received the very original script, it was only 62 pages long.
Oh, that's right.
And when I last week, the reason we cut the party scene was we were already at 150 minutes, and I was like, I gotta cut some shit. So. And that was one of the things, is a lot of the lessons that I've learned, especially the last 5 years, is about character development, character arcs, and filling in those holes. And that's where some of and it really became the rabbit story arc, where he really does become, he becomes the hero. And it was all about those lessons that you learn as you're learning how to write, and you're learning about character and arcs and things like that. And I think and there was only originally one scene with the devil, and it was originally Trump. That he was going to talk to Trump, but we couldn't find a Trump impersonator, so he wound up being the devil, and we wound up doing a couple more scenes. And I think those two scenes just add so much to Leo
turning into the hero. I'm always going to be not so sane. We're always going to stay this group.
Serial Rabbit 7 was almost done. Just a few cuts and it would be ready for the world. If you're ready to check out the movie, you can now find it streaming on Amazon. And next week, we'll sit down with the rabbit himself and talk about the partnership that started with Ponderous Productions and lives on as Not So Sane. Next time on Long Shot.
And if you see me between the hours of 9 to 5, I'm a dead man walking, barely alive.
For the record, I'm totally annoyed with that because my hair is super frizzy in this film. Okay.